Alright, so reference angles, right? That's what the first one is. So reference angles, we're going to go first draw the angle, right? So negative, that was 610, right? So that's what, 360? 360 plus 90, 450. I don't think we can get to another 90. Is that right? Or can we? Maybe. 490. Wait. 360. 450. Is that right? And then 90 is 540. And so then we're in the second quadrant. 540 to 610. That'd be 60, 70. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. About there. Okay, so that means there's 20 left. Right? This is negative 610. Okay? And it's referring to this guy. Okay? So there's a lot of ways you can look at it. Like take 180 away, take another 180 away, take another 180 away, and every time you take 180 away, as soon as you get to a number that's less than 180, that should be your reference angle. I don't know, I just thought of that in my head, but I'm thinking that will work. We can always try it. I think that's a good pattern. Does that work?
So even if it's like an obtuse angle, would still use the obtuse one?
I always draw it. I just always draw it, just so I know. But it's like 610 minus 180 minus 180 minus 180. Why is it not doing it? Get a calculator that works. 610.
Yeah.
Clear. 610. Why is it not? Why are none of these working? Minus 180. Minus 180. Oh my gosh. It's killing me. Minus 180. It gets to 70 and boom. That's your answer anyways, right?
70.
Yeah. Okay? And the reason I came up with that pattern is every time we're going around, we're seeing how quickly we get to 180. X is 180 and 0, right? So it should work here also. But in this case, you wouldn't minus 180, you would add 180. You would put in 260 negative, and you would add, sorry, clear, negative 260, add 180, right? This is coming up like that. Okay, and I get 80. Okay, so let's see if that's right. Let's see if it's 80. Okay, so when I do 260, I'm going negative. So here's 180. 180 from 260 leaves me with 60 plus 20, which is 100 or 80, right? So that's going to bring me up 80 more, which is almost to the 90. And the reference angle is the one that's going back. So 80 is correct. And the cool thing about reference angles are they are always positive. Okay? The reason why we're using reference angles are because in the future we're going to start using those instead of your 350 and all that stuff. Okay? If you take the sine of 70, it's going to be the same as the sine of negative 610. Okay? Because it's a reference angle. Okay. Now it's not quite the same because then we're going to talk about this angle right here. And opposite versus, so this is positive, hypotenuse, so that would be the same. But if it were down here, it would not be, sine wouldn't be the same, it would be a negative. But we'll talk about that at another time.
How do you know which reference to take?
What do you mean what reference to?
70 and 20.
Ah! The reference is always to x. Always to getting back to this, to getting back to the 180. So you'll always pick this one. That's a good question. You always are trying to get back to here. So if it were down here, I would be trying to get back up to there. If it were over here, I'm trying to get up to here. If it's here, I'm trying to get down to here. Okay? So no matter where I'm at, I'm trying to get to x. Okay? Good question.